Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Aguilera and this is my mini lesson plan. The type of library where this lesson would take place would ideally be in a public library. It would serve students age 60 or older, maybe 65 or older, who are looking to improve their technology skills. I think the class would be manageable with about 5 to 10 students, perhaps more depending on if I had helpers or not. And depending on their skill level and prior experience. The title of the lesson is Basic Email Literacy for Today's Active Seniors. And the main goals for the students taking the class would be to introduce basic email concept and terms, number one, which I'll be going over later, and to explore various companies that provide email addresses and services for them, to teach students how to create their own email accounts, how to successfully navigate the basic functions that they'll find in these accounts, and how to read, respond, and write email messages. Ideally, for a little bit more advanced students, even how to use attachments and how attachments work, and how to teach them how to log out of their email addresses and accounts. So basically, everything that has to do with basic email use. So why basic email literacy for seniors? In today's constantly advancing technological environment, everywhere that we look, there's new trends in online education, and they're being implemented in all different types of learning institutions. Unfortunately, quite often during this explosion of advancement in what we now call the virtual era, the eldest, you, of our community struggle to maintain social inclusion and keep up with that, despite the growing evidence that the ability to access online services has a very positive influence on your quality of life. Seniors can experience issues with various impairments with increased age, as we all know, yet studies have also shown that older individuals using basic email technology report a smaller number of health problems as they age compared to their non-technological counterparts, as well as higher levels of independence, which, as we all know, we all want that. Because of this, I've chosen to conduct a lesson that will help you begin to attain and hone these basic email skills. So what is the Internet? According to learnfree.org, the Internet is the largest computer network in the world, connecting millions of computers. A network is a group of 2 or more computer systems that are linked together. Today's Internet is a constantly evolving tool that not only contains an amazing variety of information, but that also provides new ways of accessing, interacting, and connecting with people and content. As a result, new terms are constantly appearing. So now that we understand what the Internet is, what is email? The term email is actually short for electronic mail. According to computerhope.com, email is information stored on a computer that is exchanged between 2 users. Email is a message that may contain text, files, images, or other attachments. In other words, email is a method of creating, sending, receiving, and storing messages electronically. So how can something like sending an email help your daily life? Studies have shown that people over the age of 65 who use email on at least a somewhat regular basis report a smaller number of health problems that limit their everyday activities compared to their non-technology using counterparts. Importantly, they also report a higher level of independence. If you don't believe me, here's a video full of testimonials from people just like you. So now that we know the great benefits that come from using computer technology, and more specifically email, can bring us, what are some of the terms that we need to know to use it? Again, email is a method of creating, sending, receiving, and storing messages electronically. An email address is a string of text used to identify senders and recipients. For example, John Doe at yahoo.com. John Doe is the username, or the individual mail account. The @ symbol means at another computer location. Yahoo.com is the domain or internet location where the information is stored. Simple, right? When you first open an email, there are several things you'll usually see. Typically, the first one your eyes will see is the header, or the top part of the email that contains information about the email itself. Also, to is referring to the recipient. From is referring to the sender. CC, or carbon copy. This sends a copy of the email to the individuals that you've selected. They can also see the people the email was sent to. BBC, or BC, or blind copy. This sends a copy of the email to the individuals that you've selected as well, but they in turn cannot see anyone else that the email was sent to. Subject is a brief line describing what the email is about. Date is the day and time that the message was sent. The sender is the person who composes and sends the email. The recipient is the person who receives the email. An attachment is something that you want to send along with your message but isn't a part of the message itself. It can be many things, including a photo, a document, or any other type of electronic data that can be sent. Another way to picture an email attachment is to think of using a paper clip or staple to attach a photo to a letter that you've written. Folders are created and used as storage areas for email messages. The majority of email providers use folders to organize email. You can create custom folders or use the standard ones that they've provided for you. Other folders you will see in your email account can include the inbox, which is the folder that your incoming mail appears in. Drafts, which is the folder where in-progress work can be stored before sending. Sent is the folder in which copies of emails you have sent are placed. Spam is the folder junk mail is diverted to for review before automatic deletion. Trash is the folder where all deleted mail goes. When the trash is empty, mail is permanently removed. So what internet providers should you use? Well, that's really up to you. While there are many choices to pick from, some of the most common free email providers include Yahoo.com, Gmail, and Outlook. But remember, you need the internet to also use email. They are not the same thing. You first need to have a subscription with an internet provider or public access to it to be able to get on and use your email account. So if you're not sure which email provider is right for you, remember this. The majority of email providers will really have very similar formats within their free email accounts. You'll always find an inbox, trash, and a sent folder. However, different providers will offer different content or specialized services that only they provide. In the long run, this will probably help you decide which one is right for you. Well, that is the end of today's lesson, and I thank you all so much for your attention and willingness to work through what may have been an utterly new concept for all of you. I hope that we will see you all again in the future, and this class is repeatable every week until you feel that you're ready to move on to the next level of computer classes, which I'm sure eventually all of you will be. Please feel free to contact me here at the library anytime, or I can be reached at 867-5309, extension 265, or by email. Bye.